Okay, so this is invented strategies and manipulatives, for multiplying decimals. So the first way that I'm going to show, let's say, okay, so I have 32 hundredths times 4. So the way that I'm going to do this, I'm just going to write 32. I'm going to drop the decimal, hundredths. This is the way I like to think about it, because counting the decimals doesn't make much sense to me, conceptually. I know why it works, but I don't know, it just doesn't click for me. Okay, so now I'm going to put times 4 here, and now I'm going to multiply like normal. So I know this is 8 and 12. So now I have 128 hundredths. So now I'm going to think about it. How many hundredths are in 1? There are 1 hundredths in 1, so that means my decimal place is going to go after the 1, because this 128 is 100 plus 28, and we know that 100 hundredths is the same as 1. So my answer is 1 and 28 hundredths. Okay, so what if that was another decimal? So let's say this was 4 tenths, okay? So instead of doing it this way, you're going to do it the same way, but I'm going to move the 4 over, and it's going to be 40 hundredths. Because these need to be the same so that your answer is the same. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to multiply like normal. 0 times 2 is 0. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. So I have 1,280. 1,280 hundredths. So we said that 100 hundredths is 1. So we have 1,000 plus 200, and then we'll just put 80. So we know that this is going to be 2, because this is 2 hundredths. And since this is 2, that means that this is going to be 8 tenths, or 80 hundredths. Now that we have this, we know that this is going to be our tens place, not tenths, but our tens place, because if there are 100 hundredths and a 1, then that means there are 1,000 hundredths and a 10. So our answer is 12 and 8 tenths. This is the way that I prefer to multiply decimals. I actually do not use standard algorithm. Okay, so how can we show this with manipulatives? That will be my second invented strategy, because you can actually draw this as well. So these are going to be my hundredths, these little squares. These typically represent ones, but they're going to be my hundredths. These are going to be my tenths. The little bars, they're usually tens, but they're going to be my tenths. And this is going to be my 1. So 1, and then 10 tenths fit into my 1, and then 100 of my hundredths would fit into the 1. So for multiplication, let's do something I have enough for. I don't have enough for that. Just kidding. Alright, I should have enough for this one. So I have 12 hundredths times 2 hundredths. Okay, so I'm not going to need this 1 for now. So in 12 hundredths, I have 1/10 and 2 hundredths. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to separate this tenth into hundredths. So there's 4, 5, 7, 10. Okay, so now I have 12 hundredths. Okay, so now this one is 2 hundredths. So I'm going to put my 2 hundredths there. So now you're just going to do it like you would do an array in school. So here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to do it times 2 hundredths. So there's my 2. So 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. So how many hundredths do we have now? Because we have 2 hundredths here and 12 hundredths here. That means we have 24 hundredths. And this one worked out because we used all hundredths.